Hey, if you enjoy what I'm doing, drop a like, sub, comment, bell, all the good YouTube stuff, and let's get into the video. When you think of some of the best assassins in the game, you should not be thinking about MHX. Absolutely not. If you compare her to the best in slot single target quick assassin, I'm pretty sure you are not thinking MHX. You are thinking Kama with her charm lock bullshit. That's just how it be. MHX has a very confusing kit, has gone through a very interesting history, and how she is a character, she's a gag character. No matter what anyone ever tells you, she is a gag character. Her universe is a gag universe. It is a parody. It's like someone made a basically MHX comes from a universe similar to the Learning with Manga universe. You do not take them seriously. They are gag characters, parodies off what we already know, either exacerbates their best trait or the worst trait. MHX does all of the above. But is she that bad of a servant? If you're comparing her to Kama, yeah, she's lackluster, but you're comparing her to the best. Compared to like other single target assassins, like she does more damage than Kama. MHX will probably always hit harder than Kama. Kama just has so much stuff going for her that it doesn't really matter if she's only slightly hitting lower. Because like when MHX has her stuff, you bring MHX. It's they don't have their stuff, you're bringing Kama. Because again, if you're bringing Kama to do her, if you're bringing MHX to do her stuff at her full class advantage, or no, sorry, if you're bringing MHX to fight at her damage mods, she is not getting class advantage. If you're bringing Kama to fight someone, she is getting class advantage. There's a reason why MHX hits so hard. It's because she's supposed to be hitting type neutral most of the time, besides her buffs. So, let's get started. First off, ID. It's very early. It's below 100. She's a year 1 servant. That means she should have had year 1 hits, but she doesn't. It's not modern hits, but it's damn close to modern hits. Base attack, slightly above average by about 250. HP, low, but she's also an assassin, which aren't exactly known for super high health pools. And it's not like her attack is lower than her HP is lower than her attack, which is a case for some 4 stars. So it's not super low, but it's not great. This HP is not great. Which she probably should want higher HPs, considering that she's not fighting with a class disadvantage. She's taking full damage all the time and has to fight people that she's not getting her type advantage. Star weight, star gen, this is below average by about 2. This is above average by 0.6. So okay. MP charge 0.81% with these hit counts is pretty good gains. She is not hitting even her alter. MHX alter has way better gains. Like, you should see like some of the gains MHX can actually get. I mean, MHX alter. She can be nutty with her gains. But MHX, okay. Her gains are okay. They're not super amazing. They're just like, they will get you through. 4 hits on the quick, 2 on the arts, 1 on the buster, and 4 hit extra attack. Again, these are somewhat modern kit or hit counts. I don't want to say modern kits, because even her kit with all the buffs is barely considered modern. Her star gen though, good. It's assassin. What do you expect? High hits on them, should be genning a lot of stars. So the way I'm going to do this is just go through her kit as it originally was, and then go back and talk about the buffs. So first skill, delayed stun for 8 turn cooldown. That was it. 80% chance for it to happen. And to believe people actually paid money for her. Me included. Second skill, Instinct, 14 stars, 5 turn cooldown. This is a typical Artoria skill, and it's just as underwhelming as they all were. Mordred, Artoria, Salter, all of them that had this skill were very underwhelming. Third skill, Stargen against Saber enemies, damage against Saber enemies. This damage mod is basically giving her the same type of class advantage a Berserker would have against other class, like at 50% plus. I believe that's how it works. So she's not even doing like if she was an archer type of class advantage damage. So maybe that's a buff they do in the future, in which case, yeah. And like if she gets full 100% damage mod against all sabers, like then you actually would have a very reasonable reason to like bring her to fight Artoria, Mordred, like Saber. I already showed it in her the damage chart. Saber face sabers. You would bring her to fight them, and she would eviscerate them till there's not even a speck of saber energy left. She completely demolished the sabers. All right, back to the skill buffs. Fire support X, EX, EX. Yeah. That's all Servant Universe stuff in a nutshell. 20% defense down, AoE, and they reduce the cooldown. I still think this is tame, but it's a stun. They always put stuns at a higher chance. And at least this part, that at least landing the ability to do the stun is guaranteed. It's just the chance of the stun happening is chance-based. I don't think you can buff this with anything. Second skill buff, they added an invul and up the stars from 14 to 20. They kept the 5 turn cooldown. I think this is a strong invul. Like, I think 6 turns is usually the standard for invuls, especially 1 turn. And she's dropping a healthy star bomb that guarantees crits. You're using MHX. She should be genning stars. So a 20 star bomb while she's dropping probably like 30 stars is guaranteed, either guaranteed crits or makes her startup time that much better. MP sooner and follow up with a lot of crits. Third skill, 20% attack. That was it. I still think this is tame. This is the most recent buff. As you can see, Saber Wars 2 or Interlude 4. We're not likely to get another buff from MHX. I feel if they're gonna buff MHX, it would be her MP, which kind of, again, look at this chart. She's already like the hardest. What is the second hardest? Yeah, it's not going down. She is the second hardest hitting assassin, and unlike Li Shuin, who is 1 turn, MHX is like 3 turns of this stuff. She is 3 turns of hitting this hard, and this hard if you're bringing her to fight a saber face. Passives, again, she came out of year 1 looking pretty good on the baseline, not on her skills, but as a servant, like with hit counts, base stats, passives, not bad. 12% quick, always. 10% star gen, always. As an assassin, these are very good passives to have. Like, imagine if she had like a buster. Imagine if she had insanity just because she was a gag character. how useless would Insanity be? Like EX and Insanity, because she's a gag character, on a one hit buster card when she only has one of them. Her passives could have been worse. They could have not given her passives. That's all I'm saying. They could have just not given her any. Pen skills. Okay, so she actually has an append against sabers. So this is a case where extra attack, she's single target. You might be doing, like, she might end up solo just because she might end up like getting a brave chain, and this is where this would help. Mana loading, not so much. She doesn't have a battery, but damage mod against sabers as a passive. It is half, a little more than half of what this bonus does. And she'll always have that no matter what this is. And this would also affect her MP damage, because there are sabers in the saber face category. There are a bunch of them. There are more sabers than any other class. You put her MP against this and they do, I don't think it's plus 30% to the whole equation, but 30% on top of the 50% damage mod she has when you bring her to fight these enemies, which, let's be honest, you see these guys, you see these girls at the end of nodes all the time. Let's not act like you don't see saber faces all the time. They're very common in events. Like Umu is literally at the end of the 90+ node in Saber Wars 2. Wow, MHX actually has a damage mod. That I kind of actually want to see how stupid the damage would be on that. Ain't gonna cap. Yeah. And their buff to MP was just more damage, which it always struck me as weird. Oh, because the first interludes didn't do, yeah. The first interludes were not buffs. They were just story stuff. And then she got her buff in the third one. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, so her MP was the first thing that got buffed. And now it's the thing that needs the buff the most now. Because her whole gimmick is damage mod against saber faces. That is not enough in this day and age. Her MP needs to actually have a normal effect. Bond CE, damage against sabers. Who would have thought? Does it make sense? Yes. Are you ever going to use this? Maybe. Maybe you'll use this because it is AoE. Like you just put her while an archer is fighting a saber, I guess. Then just expect her to die. I don't know. Like some of these CEs are like cool, but this one is just like, okay. You'd still probably use Black Rail if you were gonna put a CE on her and you wanted her to do damage, but okay. Or just like any quick CE. Doesn't necessarily have to be Black Rail. Could be any of the quick CEs and make her feel better. Is she at least a fun character? Sure. It is funny to act out MHX kill sabers. She is the ultimate saber killing saber. That is also an assassin. Yeah, with Tyra coming out, there's no way I can recommend some of the MHX. I say it as a gag that like you can make back the same quartz you spend by summoning for her because she has so many interludes and rank ups, but that is not a reason to summon for seriously. Again, if you pull her on a ticket, you'll be happy. If you got her from the GSSR, I'm not gonna say you're gonna be happy, but at least unironically that Saint Quartz refund actually will play a part because you paid 15 quartz on a GSSR and you get back, what is it? When it comes to JP, it would be 12 quartz, because 4 interludes, 2 rank ups. So if you hit any of the milestones where you do 10 interludes or 10 rank ups and you get 10, like technically you made back your quartz, but that's not, that's a gag. That's a gag. All right, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.